Okay, so I am learning that it's not just enough for me to look over the border into other classrooms to see what they're doing, and sometimes make little forays and then run back. I have to start inhabiting this new country, this new language, okay, that is technology and that is the iPad. And it's hard for me because I must confess that this school year is the first time I've touched an iPad. Which may be a big or less deal for some people, but in my case, I am still steeped in this struggle of the familiar language versus the new language. And it's comforting to stay with that old language. It's comforting to use the things I've had success with before, the overhead projector, the pencil, the notebook, me being the teacher, and it's easy for me to want to stay in that comfort zone rather than live in the area that I don't know. But I need to start getting more confident with getting outside of my comfort zone. And I need to either be outside of it or just on the edge of it. And it's very important to me because I'm very aware that in order to learn a new language, you have to be using it on a regular basis. And I do really consider it a new language. And the thing is, I'm very aware of how silly it is to keep sticking with the old. Let me just, I'll do this unit and then I'll go to the next, and then I'll start using technology more. I'm aware of how ridiculous it is because we're not going back in time. We're going forward, right? And so sometimes I tell myself things like, listen how ridiculous you are, Seth. It's like you're saying, I could use the ATM, but maybe instead I'll just wait till the bank opens, go inside, stand in line. And that reminds myself, okay, well, you're going to have to move forward. So let's start doing it. Let's start not just sometimes, but on a regular basis. The nice thing is, the students don't have this trouble. They're part of the swipe generation. They see a screen, they want to touch it. They're ready to explore. They're ready to not know what's about to happen next. That's where they live. That's where their learning is. So I can learn from them. And I need to be able to be self-directed and self-motivated because they're going to see me doing that, they're going to do it as well. And the nice thing is, when a student asks me how to do something on the iPad and I don't know how, it's actually good because then we're going to learn together. And that's a great place to be, learning together at the same time with your students. They feel it, they feel the engagement, and it's really important for me to be able to do this as a regular day-to-day thing. It needs to be how I run my classroom every day. Always being someone outside of my comfort zone for a certain amount of the day, trying new things all the time. Because again, we're not moving backwards, we're moving forward. So what I need to do to immerse myself in this language is do things like sign the iPad out and take it home, which I try to do a lot, and I just spend time on it. Not trying to plan a lesson, just using it. Because I know that, again, with a language, the more you use it, the better you'll get at it. The thing is, I turn around, and my daughter's on the iPad. I'm doing something else. She is learning to spell. She's picked up the iPad, she's found an app, learned how to use it, and now she's going to show me, not just because she likes to show me, but because she knows she can teach me, a 5-year-old. And that's one of the greatest feelings in the world for the student as well as for me. And it's the same thing in the classroom. The iPad, it's one tool, but it's different for every single person who's using it, which is wonderful. They each can have their own way of accessing the learning. And so you can have students in your classroom all learning but doing something different at the same time with the same tool. And when we do this, when we have the iPads in our classroom, it's transformed. We suddenly have the teachers are learners, the students are teachers. Everyone is teaching each other. And you're kind of riding this wave, and it's such a higher level of productivity. And the iPad literally exemplifies phrases such as hands-on learning, learning by doing. That's what the iPad is. That's what it's all about. Some phrases we need to redefine, but the iPad really is right at the forefront. And I really am coming into the place where now I see it, it's not just a tool. It is a way of accessing learning. And it's a way that allows you to connect with a lot of other people at the same time. And we always feel like we run out of time. No, it didn't finish, we run out of time. The good thing is, though, that's kind of how it should be. We should be wanting to do more. We should always end wanting to do more of whatever we were doing. The nice thing about the iPad also is that whatever you did get done, it was probably more, and it was probably faster, because you're connected the whole time. And in fact, as far as speed goes, it's unprecedented now. You know, everything is at your fingertips. You can if you want to share something with someone anywhere in the world, a couple taps, there, it's shared, there it is. Suddenly you've shared something with, and then you can get the same thing back. So your classroom could not be made more broad. And the truth is, what I'm saying here is that as far as how has the iPad impacted my teaching, well, not enough yet, not nearly enough. But I'm aware of it. You know, I'm becoming aware. I'm scratching the surface. I'm realizing the value of this tool. My students read a story about a family that moved to a new country and built a house like the one they had in their old country. And then throughout the year, they kept having to adapt it. So that at the end of the year, they realized they have a completely new house. And they were surprised, but they realized, well, why would we not? We're in a new country. What would our old house in our old country, what good would that do to us? So my thing is, I want to go into that new country with my classroom. I want to inhabit that. And the iPad is my passport.